A lot of people were talking about bringing back Zordon for Cosmic Fury, and I don't mean the Zato version that was there. I think people wanted David Fielding to reprise his role. Now, I'm going to say it would have been really cool to see David standing there in like cream robes and saying that he was Zordon, or that we saw him back in the tube for say Once and Always. I generally thought I would talk about this because I thought it would be a really good topic. Now, I kind of thought at the time maybe bringing Zordon back would have been a good thing, but mainly I think it would have actually undermined what happened in Countdown to Destruction. Now, while seeing Zordon in the kind of fake body of Zato, it was a really nice nod, but not much to make people go, oh, he's back, he's straight away back, that's him 100%. And obviously then they wanted him to go back into the tube. But we now know that Zordon is part of the morphing grid. Anyway, I know that some of the fans wanted Zordon to return, but I generally think the way that he sacrificed himself was one of the most noble ways you could have thought of, and if it wasn't for him, then many of the Rangers would have perished and been absolutely defeated or even worse. But when you also kind of think about it, it would have changed the landscape of Power Rangers forever at the same time, which again would actually be an interesting thing to look into. One of the closest ways to look at this would be the emotion that people went through. Look at the way that when Tony Stark died in Endgame, that everybody was like, oh my god, what the hell? And that showed so much emotion, which could obviously be related to Zordon. Imagine in Endgame that Tony does come back and he's like, hey guys, like that noble sacrifice that I did, it was absolutely for nothing. I'm back now. That made some great cinema and obviously like something amazing to actually happen. So I think that if you had this connection with, say, Tony and he just turned up randomly, which isn't a variant version of himself, I think it completely undermines everything that happened at the very end of that film, and the sacrifice meant absolutely nothing. I know people do want Tony back. I'm glad for his sacrifice because it opened the doors to many other things. Countdown to Destruction is one of the most legendary conclusions within the entire franchise, and seeing Zordon give himself up for the sake of saving the entire universe was something that had never been done before. So bringing back Zordon I think would negate all of it, just to have something quick like, oh my god, Zordon's back, like yay type thing. Now let's say that they did decide to bring him back. I think what I would have wanted in the end was something a lot longer than like maybe a couple of seconds where they go like, oh hey, this is Zordon. I would want to see a journey. I would want to see something that is more than just 30 seconds or 10 seconds or whatnot. I feel like if you were to do this, you would have to give the fans something proper rather than just kind of rushed or something that would be really shit. Now what they did in Cosmic Fury was great. They didn't kind of really go into it. They kind of like said, oh, this is a nod to Zordon. And I feel like that was one of the best things that they could have done. We know where Zordon ended up. There was many fan theories saying that he was out there, that his particles were completely destroyed. But now we know where he is. So it's a really nice conclusion to the character that we lost so long ago. Now the elephant in the room is Billy and his search for Zordon to bring him back. We saw it in Once and Always, and now obviously he thinks that Zordon is out there. I think what would have been really cool is maybe having Billy a moment where he's suddenly in the White Room and Zato stroke Zordon is talking to him saying, hey, I'm happy where I am. I'm happy that I could easily mentor you back in the day, but I think now is time to let me go. Live your own life. You don't have to focus on finding me. And I feel like that would have been like a perfect way to kind of give Billy a little bit of ease rather than just this whole, I need to find him all the time. Because again, it was a main focus in Once and Always and it resulted in Robo-Rita. I just kind of think telling him this would be so much easier than him just spending the rest of his days chasing after something that he may or may not be able to find. But anyway, I thought I would make a video on this. I wrote this a long time ago and I wanted to kind of make an update. So what are your thoughts on this? Would you like Zordon to come back? Do you think that it would undermine everything that happened in Countdown to Destruction? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments and let's discuss. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for listening and watching. If you want to help support the channel, like, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the other videos as well. And why not check out the Patreon or the channel memberships. And with that, I am going to leave it there. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. I want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, and I wanted to shout out Kimona Cat. Your help goes a long way to help support the channel, and if you want to help support the channel, the links to my Patreon and channel memberships are listed below in the description.
あらあら チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとう。チャンネル登録、高評価お願い。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができるよ。